Create Metallurgy. Metallurgy? You just know it's going to be a great video when I can't pronounce the mod name. I've never used this mod before, but I got a bunch of comments about it being updated. According to the mod page, it is still in development and we should expect bugs. But yeah, it has indeed been updated and it adds a lot of stuff that I find pretty interesting, or it looks interesting at least. For example, we have a light bulb, which looks really cool when you turn it on and off. Look at that shrinking and also a faucet. Classic Shalz. There's all this stuff here, and I'm interested in the faucet. Listen, I know. But I read the summary while placing out the blocks, and it says you can use it to vertically transport fluids up to 5 blocks down. And I need to test that out, okay? So this is where I'm starting. I don't care. I've never seen this mod get used before, but I'm gonna guess we use a fluid tank. Boom. Or not. Maybe it has to have one like down here that can pick it up. Nope. Power it. Oh! It's moving. Is it getting picked up? No, it's not getting picked up, no matter what I do. Okay, so I guess it's not meant to transport fluids between fluid tanks. But there's a bunch of like basin stuff here. We have an industrial crucible. How about I put that down? It fills up! Oh, that's sick! All right, let's put lava in here instead. That's gonna look way cooler. Here we go. Oh. And then, of course, Create Metallurgy adds molten iron, gold, copper, zinc, brass, everything. Even netherite! I want to see molten netherite. Oh, the forbidden shower. Wait, actually, talking about a shower. A shower. Yeah, this is the reason I don't upload enough. I'm sorry. You can always trust that I'll find a way to use the mod in a way it was not intended. Let's move on to melting some stuff. I want to melt iron. How do I do that? I'm gonna guess I need the foundry mixer, which does have a ponder. Ooh, with a custom floor as well. Nice. It's similar to the mechanical mixer, but it has a much higher stress impact. We need a glassed foundry top between it and a basin. Is that a basin, the normal one? That's a foundry basin. So a foundry basin, a foundry lid, and a foundry mixer. Boom. This one doesn't have glass though. Maybe a wrench? Yes! Okay. Now it looks exactly like it does in the ponder. We need to heat the blaze burner. That makes sense. A basic setup. I think this should be enough to melt iron. That's just a guess though. Molten iron we get from, foundry melting, iron ingot, heated blaze burner, and it turns into molten iron. We can also melt dirty iron dust. Iron nugget, iron dust, iron wire, raw iron, and iron sheet. I'm just gonna get a depot, an andesite funnel, and a stack of iron. Or let's go for half a stack. Let's power it up and see what happens. Wait, it's already done it. It's melting already. What? I'm so confused. Does this not need to mix? We've got molten iron. Does it just do that without the mixer? Like the heat is enough? Can I do it just like this? Blaze cake, iron. Does this work? It does not look like it. But what if I add the foundry lid then? Yeah, it's melting. So I don't need the mixer for melting iron. I guess that makes sense. I think I mentioned in the intro that I've never used this mod before, and that is such a huge surprise because I lost my shit when Create Enchantment Industries added liquid XP to Create. It was something that I had wanted for a very long time. This is the most Create way of storing your valuables ever. Look, 2,160 millibuckets of molten iron. So naturally, my next question here is how do I turn this into ingots again? Is that even possible? I'm gonna guess it is. So let's see if there is a new crafting recipe. Yes, there is. Casting in table. We get molten iron and a graphite ingot mold. And then it takes 3 seconds to make an iron ingot. Okay, so we need the casting table then, which, apparently can be locked. Right? And a graphite ingot mold, which you get from stone cutting a graphite blank mold, which is made from pressing graphite, which you get from crafting clay and coal. Okay, that looks sick. Am I gonna see the iron ingot appear in this mold? I really hope so. And I'm just guessing it's a spout here. I do not know. Let's see. Yes! And then, it hardens and turns into... Oh. Can I just click it out? I can. I guess that means it works like a depot. So you can just brass funnel and extract. Yes, dude. Oh, I took the mold. Oh no. Barrel, smart chute, iron ingot filter. I'll get the graphite mold back. So it spouts out the molten iron, it dries, and then gets extracted via the smart chute into the barrel. Now, what happens if I lock it? Can I not take them? Or oh no, I can. Okay. Does it maybe make it so the mold can't get extracted by the smart chute? Is that what the locked part means? Oh, it looks like it. I removed the filter and the mold is still here. What if I unlock it then? Yeah, then the mold goes. Okay, that makes sense. So you lock it to make sure that the mold can't escape. Mold stuck here forever. I wonder if there is a loss here in this process. Like, do I get back the exact same amount of ingots that I put in when I melt it and then turn it back into ingots? Let's have a... Whoa! Slag? No, my name's Shalz. What's this? You can use it to make a slag block. Let's empty all of this. And I will place it back out. I'm going to give this thing exactly 4 iron ingots. And then I'm going to see how many iron ingots I get out on the other side here after it gets turned into ingots again. That was quick. It is getting melted and turned back into ingots real fast. All right, this should be the last one. It was. And we have 4 ingots. Can I do that with netherite too? Just drop it in. Is that enough to melt it? No, don't think that's getting melted. Okay, interesting. How do we get molten netherite then? Is this where we get the mixer? Oh, there's a lot here. Okay, wait. We can melt it with the foundry, but we need to superheat the blaze burner. Feel like that makes sense. We can also use the bulk melting method here to turn a block of netherite with the normal heating into molten netherite. But then there is one more option, foundry alloying, and this is where 2 netherite scrap plus molten gold turns directly into molten netherite. This is superheated as well, so I'm gonna wild guess here. This is a wild guess. I think this gives you more netherite than the normal crafting recipe does. I'm guessing here. I'm gonna test it out because I don't know if that's the case, but I feel like it would make sense. Why use 2 netherite scraps? Okay, come on, chill out. Right, I think the foundry mixer is a big thing here. Let's just have a look at what it does. Okay, here we go. It lets you turn molten iron and molten nickel into molten invar. What? Okay, copper and zinc turns into brass. That makes sense. We can make bronze, void steel. Wait, so if I remove this pipe here and I add zinc and copper, that's gonna melt. Yup, and then this thing should start mixing it. Once the copper is melted here. Yep, there we go. And it looks like we are indeed getting molten brass. That's pretty damn nice. Pump it into here. Oh no, I'm turning it into ingots. No, I didn't want to do that. No, stop. I want to test something else. There is a nugget mold as well. Let's lock this one, get the nugget mold out, and now... Oh, they dry up a lot quicker. That makes so much sense. And now we're making brass nuggets instead. That's pretty freaking sick. Now you might be thinking, Shalz, why would I want to melt my ingots to then just turn them into ingots again if I want to craft something? Well, here's one specific situation where this might be helpful. I guess when you're playing Create in Survival, you probably have a very overpowered iron farm, so you don't care about iron. That's how it always ends up for me. But let's say I care a lot about my iron. I don't have that much iron, and oh no. I was going to press 3 iron sheet, but now I pressed 16. I don't think there's a way to make these iron ingots again. I'm going to be honest, I'm not 100% sure, so I might be wrong here. But I think there's no way. Well, now there is a way, because we can just put it in here, and it gets melted. And guess what? If I turn this on, they're ingots again. From iron sheet to ingot. Easy peasy. I want to know how many I get, though. Is it the same 1-to-1 as it was before? Okay, I have no iron in the system. Everything is empty. I'll press these 2 into sheets, put them in, and hopefully we should end up with 2 iron ingots. 1, 2, and empty. Yeah, so 1-to-1. Conversion. And that means you can do that with everything else as well. Gold, for example. Press this into a sheet and then, I want to turn it into an ingot again. Head into the system and, oh, there we go. This is really fast and nice. And now I've checked out the foundry basin with the foundry lid and the casting table, but I have not used this little thing, the casting basin. I'm going to guess they do sort of the same thing. Can I put a mold in here? Doesn't look like it. I can, but it's what? I'm just gonna replace this one, put it in there, and see what happens. Here's 6 iron ingots into the system. Is it gonna spout into? I don't think it's going to. Looks very strange. Does it make a block, maybe? Wait, let me read. Oh, it's got a ponder. What am I doing? I'm just guessing. Casting blocks can be used to cool down molten metals into specific shape. Oh, is this just for blocks? Yes, of course it's used for blocks. Oh, you can pump into the table. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so if I remove this then, can I do it like this or do I have to use the pipe going straight into it? Yes! And how long does it take to turn into an iron block then? Is the color changing? Maybe, very slowly. No, it looks the same. Does it? No, it looks more orange now. Yeah, it's definitely changing. Oh, look! The block! That is nice. And once it's done, it goes down. cool shit. You could make a really nice system for like automatically crafting all of this stuff. Oh, next to your cave. You have a mine and then a house next to it with all of this stuff. You go down to mine, you head up, put everything into the system, and it just auto crafts it for you. That would be sick. Actually, talking about automating this and making a system, we have this stuff over here that looks a lot like it's used for transporting. Like, check this out. Cardboard package, ladle. This has to be like the same thing. Transfer ladle, a new way to carry molten fluids around, can be used as a bigger bucket and can burn if not safely handled. Okay. Wait, can be used as a bigger bucket. Okay, maybe I'm completely wrong here. Do I just like put it out? Depot? Oh, no. No. Oh, wait. Does that? It does! It does spout. Oh, but the level is not changing, is it? Oh, no. No, it is. Oh, very slightly. Wait, this can carry so much then. 2,610 millibuckets. Is this placeable? It is. What happens if I walk into it? Nothing. Now I just need to know, does it work with the chain conveyors? I have never wanted anything this much in my life. Oh. Oh, it's moving. Okay, it doesn't have the texture inside and it's a bit glitchy, but it's dripping. We got drip and it's moving along the chain conveyor. Dude, that is nice. Now they're gonna, go around in a circle because they don't have an address. I guess that's what this thing does then. Or does it bottle them? No, labeling station. Okay. Work in progress feature. Keep losing track of your logistics. It's used to label incoming ladles. That's a horrible sentence. It says work in progress, so I'm not even gonna get into it because I've done that before and it's chaotic. Hopefully I can get back to this sometime in the future when it's been more updated. Either way, ladle transport on chain conveyors. Oh, sick. 10 out of 10. Before I get into the industrial crucible and mechanical belt grinder, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, the light bulb, which has a very satisfying animation when you change the strength of it. Look at that. Oh, I noticed something before because I placed out light bulbs in my little bathroom over here, and when I turned this on, both lamps turn on. And I thought, oh, well, maybe they've got something where if they're on the same wall or in the same like build, they all light up. But no, if I place one over here, it lights up. Actually, place one in the air and it still lights up. And guess what? There is an address. Yes, you can put a frequency. So if I get 3 light bulbs out here, I can use a grass block as a frequency on these 2, the outer ones on the edge here, but not on the center one. And now if I power this, they turn on. Yeah. And if I power this one turns on. Oh, well, now it's not turning off because this one is actually turned on. Okay, there we go. All right, crucible and belt grinder. What do you do, crucible? They're used to store molten metals. You pump the molten metals in and they can store multiple fluids at the same time. And they're like a combined structure, but I can still interact with each block. I'll redirect my pipes over here instead with a pump and some power. All right, I put iron into here and it's getting melted and stored. So what if I now get a couple gold blocks going? First off, does that even work? Melting gold blocks? Does not look like it. It might just be taking more time. I don't know. But let's get some gold ingots instead. Here we go. All right, so we have 360 millibuckets of molten iron and 270 millibuckets of molten piss. Oh, look at that. You can see them. The separation between them. Nice. Also a solid feature. I love the texture of the wall here. I think I could have had that as a separate building block as well. And finally, the mechanical belt grinder uses rotational force to sand down anything above it, which was my guess as well. Rose quartz here then, and turn it hopefully into polished rose quartz by just dropping it. Yeah. I feel like there was another add-on that added this, though. I can't remember what it's called, but I feel like I've seen this before. Let me know in the comments, by the way. Engagement! Engage with the video, guys! There are 2 different ladles here. One called a rare transfer... Oh, they're both called rare, actually. Yeah, I don't know when these appear, but they're a thing. Now I want to get back into the molten netherite situation. The way you normally make netherite is with 4 netherite scraps and 4 gold ingots like this. Boom. That makes you 1 ingot. And to make molten netherite, we just need 2 netherite scraps instead of 4 and 120 millibuckets of molten gold. That gives us 45 millibuckets of molten netherite. I don't know if that's enough for 1 ingot. Let's start with the gold. If I drop in 1 ingot, that gives us 90 millibuckets. So 2 ingots is 180, which is more than we needed. That's interesting. How much is a golden nugget? 10 millibuckets. Okay, so if I do 12 of these, that's 120 millibuckets. So to get 120 millibuckets of molten gold, we need 1 golden ingot and 3 nuggets? 3? Actually, let's just test it. 1 gold ingot and 3 nuggets. Yes, that's 120 millibuckets. And then 2 netherite scraps go in, and it should... Oh, wait, it needs to be superheated. There we go. Now it's gonna mix. Yes! And we have 45 millibuckets of molten netherite. So far, we've used a lot less of both the scraps and the gold ingot. So let's place out the casting table here again, look it at the graphite ingot mold, and see if this is enough for 1 ingot. It is not. Okay. 45 molten netherite does not cast an ingot. Let's try melting one more, or making one more batch of molten netherite, I guess. Is that going to be enough? Yep. That's a netherite, but the system has no more molten netherite, and it used up 4 netherite scraps, which is exactly the same amount over here. I think we used less gold, though. We used 2 ingots plus 6 gold nuggets. 6 gold nuggets is not 1 ingot. So I think we saved it on the gold there, if I'm not completely miscalculating this. We've got ladle filters, a gauge attachment that I guess we put on... Oh, I accidentally dropped it. I guess we put it on here. Yeah, it's cooling right now. That's kind of cool. But yeah, as you can see, there is more to this mod, but I urge you to download the mod for yourself. It does say it's under development and you should expect to encounter several bugs and make backups of your world. It says that on the mod page, so watch out for that. You can tell that love and time and effort has been put into this, which is so nice. And if you like the minimal effort I put into my videos, you can also subscribe if you want. Goodbye!